poor wireless connection here. Hi everybody, it's Stephen Aitchison here with a live cast again. Today's topic is going to be about how to heal relationships. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to spend as much time kind of welcoming everybody in just now, because I watched a video back yesterday and I kind of spent a long time welcoming everybody in. And a lot of people have written to me, but I kind of like it when I kind of shout out people, so I'll do it for a couple of people as they come in, just to say hello, how you doing, where are you from and stuff like that. And then we'll just dive straight into the actual live cast. But what we want to do beforehand is, we've only got one day for the Positive Affirmations offer that I've got on just now at positivelifeaffirmations.net. So what we're doing just now, we're going to offer Positive Affirmations and we're going to give a $100 discount for an early bird special, and you can get that over at positivelifeaffirmations.net, and that's only on for one more day if you want to go over there. So what I'll do is I'm just going to welcome some people in. Tina Martin, good morning to you, how are you doing? Arcana Burman, thanks for the topic, great stuff, I hope you enjoy it. Kelly Beardcroft, hi from Australia, wow, from Australia, so you're 9 hours ahead of us. Ditas, hi, how you doing? Karmzi, hello. Marianne, hello as well. And Melanie Camilleri, well done, thanks. Okay, it's night time there in Sunika. Okay, we're going to get started. So how to heal relationships. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this off so we're not getting any sound from this. If you just bear with me 1 second. So there's a couple of topics I want to talk about on how to heal relationships. The first one is talking about the relationship you're in just now. So it's not necessarily healing a relationship, it's how to make a relationship stronger within yourself. So if you've got a spouse, you've got a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or even kind of your friends and stuff like that, that's what the first part of the topic is about. The second part is going to be how to heal a kind of broken relationship. If there's a relationship that's you kind of feel is broken down, and I've had a few messages over the last couple of days about this very topic, and it kind of inspired me to talk about that as well. So the first part, you've got to, when you're in a relationship, you've got to be there in the relationship. It's not just about kind of surviving in the relationship and just letting everything happen all around you. As life goes on, you've got to be there present with your relationship, whoever you're in a relationship with, either your husband, your wife, your girlfriend and boyfriend, as I said. So it's about being present and really being there for your partner and with your partner as well, because there's so many times we're getting so many distractions in the world today, and Facebook could be a distraction, social media, the news, the computer, just there's loads of different distractions. So when you're sitting in the kitchen or you're sitting in the living room with your partner and you don't want the TV to be on, you want to have conversations with your partner and you want to listen to them. Listening is such an important skill, but such an overlooked skill as well when we're in a relationship. Just listening to your partner and being interested, not kind of being bored or yawning about when they're telling you about their day and the struggles they've had at work or something like that, but actively listening to what they're saying. And doing little things, and this is especially true for guys, because guys are not brilliant listeners, and I'm generalising here, but guys are not as good listeners as women are. And again, as I said, I'm generalising here. So it's especially important for guys just to give a few cues that you're actually listening to your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever you're in a relationship with. But just give a few cues as to say that, yeah, I'm actually actively listening to what you're saying, I'm hearing what you're saying. And it's just simple things like saying, that sounds awful, that, or tell me more. Just some little things like that tells your partner, okay, he's actually interested in, he's actually being present with me, and he's listening to me as well. And as I said, it's particularly guys that have not got this great skill, but I'm not saying all guys, so don't say I'm a kind of man basher and a man myself, obviously. And I fall down sometimes. I have to consciously catch myself and be present in the moment with my wife. Me and my wife, when my wife comes in from her work, we sit in the kitchen for maybe 15 to 30 minutes and we just kind of talk about our day, how was your day? And she'll listen to me, I'll listen to her, but I'm present in the moment. I shut the computer down and actively listen to what she's saying. So I know kind of all the names of the people at her work. I know kind of all the struggles that she might be going through. I know all the good times that she's going through as well. So it's about being active and present and being really, really interested in what your partner has to say. And that's what this is talking about, strengthening relationships. So it's not necessarily healing, but it's about strengthening. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to let the other person know how much you appreciate them. So many times we don't do that. Your partner, your spouse or whoever, they do so many things. And I'm not saying they do things for you. It's not about doing things for you and being appreciative of that. I'm talking about being appreciative of the whole person. The things that they're going through at work, and the fact that they're opening up to you, making themselves a little bit vulnerable and opening up to you, appreciate that for what it is. Because that's a hard thing to do for a lot of people. And if somebody's doing that for you, your partner or something like that, then appreciate that. Appreciate them as a whole, as a human being, as a person who loves you, as a person who does lots of things for you, they listen to you, they do things for you, and they want to make your life as special as possible. You should be doing exactly the same back and appreciating them as a human being, as a partner, as a spouse, as a lover, just everything. If you appreciate everything like that, I so much appreciate my wife, and sometimes I have to be conscious of it as well. I'm not saying I'm the perfect husband. I could be could be a better husband. I won't say much better husband, but I could be a better husband. But there's moments when my wife is kind of sitting watching TV, and I don't think I've told anybody this. She's just sitting watching TV or something like that, and I'm just kind of looking over at her. I may be reading a book or something like that, and I just look over at her, and I just get this feeling kind of wells up inside me, and I just really, really appreciate everything that she is, all in the whole package, every single thing she does, her wit, her intelligence, the way she looks, the way she carries herself, the way she handles herself, and it kind of almost is like you kind of tear up. You kind of, I'm going to be honest here, I'll just be honest. I do a well up, and there's tears kind of spring to my eyes, and we call it, my wife gets that as well when she's looking over, and I've caught her doing it a few times, and she's caught me doing it a few times as well. And you just kind of tear up, and we call it moments. And she just looks over and just say, "You having a moment?" And I say, I am. And then she'll turn away again because I'm in that moment. I'm present with her. And we have moments all the time. I had one yesterday when she was working on a computer doing her work, and I was just kind of sitting watching her. I was drinking a cup of coffee and I was sitting watching her, and she wasn't aware of me, and I just had this moment, and you just kind of well up inside, and it's just such a beautiful place to be in, and having moments like that, just being appreciative of the person that she is, that is my wife, and I just love her and adore her. And you've got to do that as well. You've got to kind of have moments where you're just really, really appreciating them. So that's number two. Just let the person know how much you appreciate them. Not how much you appreciate them doing things for you, but how much you appreciate them as a person. And the third one is just to let them know that you love them. Just in simple little ways, like a little note before you go to work, or if you're going off on a trip, a business trip or something, little notes as well before. And okay, I'm going to tell you this. Okay, before I went to San Diego last week, and what I did is I wrote 5 notes because I was going to be away for 5 nights. So I wrote 5 notes, one for each night, and I told my son what I was going to do, and he was just laughing, and he was just taking the mickey out of me, and I asked him, every night before you go to bed, put one of these notes, and I numbered them 1 to 5, put one of these notes under Sean's pillow. That's my wife, and she got these notes, and for every day that I was away, I sent her a gift. I got a gift organised for the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday. I actually didn't do the Saturday, so I got a gift just to let her know how much I was going to miss her and how much I love her. And obviously we Skyped as well when we were when I was in San Diego. But doing little things like that, that's little things that don't cost much, And writing a note is coming from the heart. That's just, you can't show any more love than doing that. If you've taken the time to sit down and write a note coming from the heart, then that's a beautiful thing to do. So think about what you can do to show how much you love your partner as well, to make that relationship stronger. So I'm not saying your relationship is weak or anything, but just to make it even stronger than what it is, because you and your partner, you're a unit. You're in a unit kind of fighting this kind of big wide world in there. If you can do it together, so much the better. And it's just a beautiful thing when it all comes together. So that's how to strengthen a relationship. So now I want to speak about how to heal kind of broken relationships. And this is different, kind of, again, this is a different way of doing it. And it's going to sound a bit out there as well, what I'm going to talk about just now. And it is going to sound a bit out there, but bear with me and kind of suspend your belief for a few seconds. I'll tell you a story how this came about. Okay, I'll tell you the story first. Basically what it was, I had, when I was working in a telecommunications company, I was in a call centre while I was at university. I had this boss who was kind of really strong-minded, bullheaded, and she was the head of the sales team at the time. And we could never get on because I'm a different type of person. I'm not bullheaded. I kind of like the soft sales kind of technique, and I just want to help people first. And if one of our products helped them, I would say, listen, I think you should get this, if I really believed it could help them. Whereas this woman, she was bullheaded and just kind of went for everything. She said, you should sell to everybody, sell to everybody in a granny. It doesn't matter if they can't afford it or whatever. So she was like that, and we were totally different, and we kind of clashed because I was heading up another part of the team and training people in the kind of psychology of sales as well. And we had different kind of ideas. So I used this technique with her just to say, okay, we're not getting on. This is just not working, this kind of relationship at work. So I went to bed that night, 10 minutes before, I went into a kind of bubble. It was a kind of, imagined a bubble at the top of a mountain, and it was just kind of green grass on the top of the mountain, and it was just big, huge, giant bubble. And I could see outside, I could see it was beautiful blue sky, sun was shining over the mountain. I could see down the valley of the mountain, there was trees, I could hear the birds singing as well. Just a beautiful scene. And then I invited my boss into this bubble with me, and there was 2 chairs in the bubble, and we just sat opposite each other. And I just kind of let it go and just let it flow as well. So I didn't feel the need to speak, but I just went to see what was coming up, what was going to come up, if she spoke first or if I spoke first. And we kind of started speaking about this kind of relationship at work, why we were kind of at loggerheads all the time. And in the kind of bubble, she kind of told me why she was so bullheaded, because, well, I'm going to tell you now because you don't know her anyway, I'm not going to mention names. And she said she was a woman, she was fighting to be in the workplace, and this was talking about 15 years ago. And she wanted to get ahead, and she was really ambitious, and she felt to get ahead she had to be aggressive in her sales technique. And so I kind of came from a place of understanding. I totally understood that. I didn't think about it before. And this is all obviously in my head, but this is what came out of the conversation in my head. And I kind of spoke to her about the way I want to sell and the way I want to kind of work with my team as well. And she listened, she understood. And it was weird, we just had a conversation for about 5 minutes, and then I fell asleep. And I forgot all about that kind of technique that I'd used. And a couple of days after that, we were kind of at a meeting again, and it was the weirdest thing. In that meeting, we kind of came together, and we kind of worked together, and we both said after that was actually a good meeting. We weren't at loggerheads or anything, and it just seemed to heal that relationship. And I thought, surely that wasn't the kind of bubble technique that I kind of used the other night. So I've tried it, and I've done it on loads of times on other kind of situations where I've wanted to speak to somebody, I want to understand where they're coming from, and I wanted them to understand where I'm coming from, and every single time has worked. Now, as I said, I know it sounds a bit out there, it sounds a bit weird, but what it does, it changes your energy. It changes your energy towards the other person, when you're speaking to them. The next time you speak to them after you use the bubble technique, and you might have to use it for a couple of times, it changes where you're coming from. It changes your intention towards the other person as well. Because normally what you might do, if you're at loggerheads with somebody, your intention is to stand up for yourself, stand strong, not be intimidated, and just stand strong like that. If that's your intention, of course you're still going to be at loggerheads. But if your intention is then to come and listen to their side with calmness, with a state of being calm, then it changes your whole energy. You've not got this defense kind of energy up around you. And it changes things, it changes the relationship. So I thought, I've been kind of teaching this bubble technique. I think I've written about it loads of times as well. And I wanted to share that with you. And this is particularly for broken relationships. If something you feel is kind of breaking down and it's not healing itself, then that's when to use the bubble technique. And it's a beautiful, simple technique to use, and you'll find it makes a huge difference. So I'd love to hear if you've kind of used that. If you do use it, come back on the site and if we do another live feed, I'll be doing a live feed every day, but if we do another live feed on this as well, I'll just get questions and answers at the end of this 30 days of change. It'd be great to see how you've used that and how successful it's been for you as well. Honestly, suspend your belief and try it and see how it works for you. So that's the kind of topic of kind of how to heal relationships and how to make relationships stronger as well. That was the first part of it. So if you have any questions at all, just answer them down below, or ask them down below in the comments field, and I'll see if I can get to any of them. Every relationship wants respect, says Asma. Very true. It's all about respecting the other person, respecting the other person's space, respecting where they're coming from, and respecting their energy as well. So it's totally about respect. Awesome, Sir Stephen. Gerlie says that. Thank you very much from the Philippines. Nice, it looks good. How do you know so much? How do I know so much is just experience. I'm 47 years old, so I've got a lot of experience, and I've done research, I've read a lot, I've gone to university, studied psychology, and everybody studies psychology to a degree because they're always watching people and how they interact with other people, and we're always learning. I just kind of take this in, and I love this topic. I love what I'm talking about. I just love personal development. Give space, respect, says Angelo. Very true, very true. Thanks so much, Marie Riley. It's not work, he takes control and talks mean to me at Lovecliff. Then obviously I would try the bubble technique with that and just see how it works. Lovecliff, see how that works. Christine Barker, I've just met someone, I'm not sure if I trust him. Again, the bubble technique is good for that as well, because basically what you're doing is you're working from your intuition. Whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't matter. Just suspend your belief just now and try it. Because there's so many people going to come on and say, oh, that's a lot of rubbish, it's just saying kind of new age nonsense. But try it first and then come back and tell me that it might be new age nonsense, but it really does work. So if you've got something like that where you don't know if you should trust somebody or not, use the bubble technique and just see what your intuition kind of tells you. Because a lot of the time, most of the time, you will be right. Your intuition will tell you, and your subconscious mind will tell you as well. Forgiveness and communication, says Jenna, is key to any relationship. Very, very true. Thank you. I'll try this, says Caroline Sheridan. You have to know when to walk away. Of course, Lisa. If you've got in a relationship and you know it's time to walk away, then again, your intuition and your kind of subconscious mind will tell you, okay, this is the right time to walk away. But this is when you're trying to kind of heal a relationship. It could be a family relationship, it could be a work relationship, or even a kind of relationship in the home if it's your spouse or something. But if you've tried everything, and you've truly tried everything, I don't just mean you've tried a couple of techniques and you've tried to listen to them, but if you've truly tried everything you can and it's not working, then of course it's time to walk away. It just might be that time and space is just not right for you just now. And that's okay to admit that. You're not giving up. It's not about giving up on the relationship. It's just about knowing when to kind of go your separate ways when it's right for you. So it's not a bad thing to do that. Bob Marcotte says he loves to watch this program. Thank you very much for that. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end it just now because I wanted to make this one a little shorter because I realised I was kind of spending so long on the videos. So it's good to make it short and sweet and just give you as much valuable content as possible. So I'm going to head just now. I wish you a brilliant, brilliant weekend, and we'll pick up these live feeds again from Monday, and we'll continue the 30 days of change. But thank you so much for kind of watching, for listening, for asking your questions, for all the comments. And if you've got any comments on this video, obviously just leave it down below as well. And I'd love for you to be part of the programme as well at positivelifeaffirmations.net. It'd be fantastic to see you in there as well. So have a brilliant weekend, everybody, and take care. Bye now.